All right. So the end of 2025 was a bit annoying because the miners were underperforming the metals. As we know, we had a couple of trading days where the metals were up. The miners just didn't care, especially that run from 70 to 80 in silver. We had days where silver was up like 7% and the miners were up one. What the absolute hell is that? I still couldn't explain why that happened. Maybe some people know. I don't know. I just know it pissed me off. The chart looked weird. But yesterday, Monday, we had a proper day. It was more back to normal, almost, miners trading as they should. So if you have silver up 3%, you have miners up 7, that kind of thing, right? Like at least double. The miners should be at least performing twice as good or twice as bad if it's on the way down. So gold. On top of that, we obviously had this Venezuelan extremely well executed, by the way, operation. I don't know if it's probably not the right thing to do, interfering like that in other nations. Jesus. But anyway, and it's a bit like Iran. It's like, wasn't Iran operation done during the weekend? So markets, they would have obviously gone crazy had it happened during hours, but then it's done so that by the time Monday starts, like, it's kind of back to normal. That's quite interesting how that avoids the confusion in the markets, let's say. So anyway, but the metals weren't confused. Up they went. I think it was an excuse to just bounce. Technically, we had come down for the little handle, so it looked perfect as a catalyst to go back up. Gold up very strong. Continues now. I don't know. We should go all the way back up to 4,550, go sideways, and then boom, up we go to new highs, 4,600, 700, etc. So gold looks perfect, right? It's been perfect for months. So gold looks good. Continuation there. Silver looks good. There was that little period here. You could make a case that it's going to break down or that it's going to bounce from here. I think I said it was going to bounce because I'm absolutely biased and I want it to bounce, but it just held. It just held. That 70. I was saying if we close below 70 on a daily, we should flush down. I think I would have been right there. We didn't close below 70. We bounced and then Venezuela and boom, boom, boom. Now it looks like we're going to go back up. Well, obviously we are. A daily close above 80, I think, would be sweet because it's a nice number. It's also a level we only breached once on that day, so it'd be a better close than all these other candles. All candles, actually. I mean, the day we went to 84, we ended up closing at 72. So, of course, an 80 close is the best ever. And we should go straight to 84, sideways, boom, 90, 100. Can you believe it? It could get to 100 in January. My God. Just retire in January. How about that? So that candle yesterday was nice. 5% candle, very nice. So that means miners should be, 10%. And to be honest, at the beginning of the day, there were 10% moves, which is always what happened on those candles where the miners were underperforming towards the end of last year. We also had big moves in the morning and then it sort of fizzles out. So I had sells in place yesterday pre-market. In fact, I was just making them and dropping them in live in the early trading hours, just like now, actually. Little trims, just restarting the process of selling again, like 0.5% of a stock, 1% of a stock, small stuff, but just symbolic to get me back in the mood. No regrets, even though I think we're going to go higher today. And yeah, so silver's at new highs today compared to yesterday. It looks good. It looks really good. I think gold and silver will make new highs. Gold will lead the way, I believe, you know, 4,500, then breach. And silver will hopefully close at 80 today. If it doesn't do it today, this week is good enough. So close above 80 this week, and we should just next week 84, boom. So gold and silver look good. But I don't care too much about gold and silver looking good. That's good. I'll take that. But it's about the miners because I'm in gold and I'm in the miners. I'm not in silver, the metal. And I wish I had been all of last week because I would have made a lot more. The miners went up, right? And then they gave back a lot. The close isn't great, but it's still up 3%, GDX, which beats gold just. So that's okay. At least we're not underperforming. We touched a little resistance, came back down. I think GDX close above 90 is good enough. You don't need to close at the absolute 52 week or, last year's high. I think 90 is a good enough number. You close above that and off you run to 100 as gold goes to 4,600, 700. So just the big number near the Absolute high is good enough. GDXJ, that one also, call it 120, a close above that, and off you run. This one still has a long way to go to take out its record high. It's like another 50%, 180. That we will visit in 2026 this year. That's cool. That's what I think. SIL, they've all got the same candle. There's no point in having this line here. Just move it up there. This one will close above 90. That's a nice big number. That still requires a higher close than yesterday's high of day, but whatever, 19 off you run. That's made new all-time highs. We don't care about that. That'll get to 100 maybe in January if everything goes according to plan. That'll be sweet. SILJ, this one 30, close above 30, and off you run to, I don't know, 40. This one should catch up quickly because you've got a lot of people, and I even did this myself, checking SILJ versus silver. Yeah, I was checking this out like a couple of days ago when we were really underperforming. And it's true. We're in absolute record lows. Seriously, we should be literally above one. We're at new all-time highs every day. And that's really cool, right? We can only go up from here, at least revisit like a bit of a medium range. So if silver starts to make new highs and gold too, and now the miners start to catch up and realize, wait a minute, Q4 2025, silver is really, really high. We're gonna make amazing margins. Maybe we should be repriced. That's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be sweet. In fact, I prefer this being all the way down here than all the way up there because more chance of it going up and outperforming, and I think it makes sense. All right, let's check portfolio, which is quite cool. Obviously, they didn't close at high of days. They look like the GDX and the other mining ETF candles because that's what they're supposed to do. Newmont, pretty good, touched its record high, 105, came back down. I did a little trim. I think it's 104.99 or something. Probably right. Probably. I forgot where I sold everything. I have so many stocks, over 100 stocks now. If I include all the other sectors, Barrick, this I sold at absolute 45.99. All trims at highs. This I got no more sells, just off you go. I think Newmont I replaced another sell again at the same area or something, or 105.99, something like that. Small stuff, not even worth mentioning, but I mentioned it. Agnico, I think no, Agnico I didn't sell. It's not worth enough, and it's probably the best stock. I just want that to go up with gold, which it will do. Doesn't look great, but that kind of doesn't look good, you know. So straight away resistance is going to be again where we were, like 182-ish. You know, that will be resistance around here. But if gold goes to new highs, this has to go to new highs. This will go to 200. This will be trading at 200 end of January or early Feb, I believe. Next, Pan America looks good. Looks good. It was also doing okay here because it had to follow the SIL mining candlesticks. But already with this one day, it looks like it'll make new highs before silver does for sure. Before silver's at 84. So as long as you're outperforming SIL and silver, fair enough. Up 4%. I think silver was up 5, but we're getting there, right? It's like we before it'd be silver up 7%, this up 2. Now it's 4 and 5, and maybe today, tomorrow, later, maybe next week we're completely back to normal. And when silver does a 5%, this thing's doing 11 because that's what you should be doing, really. This looks good. Wheaton actually popped its head and made a new all-time record high. That's good enough for me. Up 2.5%. Candlestick looks like all the others. Fair enough. This will make new highs before gold and before GDX. Good enough for me. That's the job. Franco Nevada, a bit like a Kaneko. Um, yeah, not the best candle. Up not even 2%. Maybe underperforming a little bit compared to everyone else. So, but still, we'll make new highs with gold. No need to worry there. One of Rick's top three to hold. Metalla, I like that. That looks like it's one or two big candles away from new highs. This will reach $9 in January if all goes according to plan. This one is like it's made a big move. They've all made big moves. If I zoom out and you look at the percentages, very impressive. But now I'm starting to look at the more junior stocks, and this, not juniors, but mid tiers. That's why I started to trim. I'm like, man, the miners last week underperforming. I got these huge gains. Do you really want them to flush if gold flushes? Because I wasn't sure. Now we're going back up. It's cool. I'll do my little mini symbolic sells. But if we start to make new highs, I'm gonna have to add a bit of strength to my sells, like really confirm the kill. That's what I call it. Like take serious sideline profits. Not serious, like when I sell and it's all the way up here, it'll probably be worth what it's worth now. But just that's it. If it goes down, you're happy. That's what I want. I want it like if all of a sudden I'm shocked and the miners go down, I want to be happy. I want to have so much cash on the sidelines because I'm fully invested right now. I checked the other day, not the other day, I constantly know what it is, but I really realized I did a double take on my cash position. It is the lowest it's ever been. It should be the highest because the portfolio is so big. And instead, I'm in copper, uranium, critical minerals, nickel, platinum, palladium. Geez, I might as well read lithium, oil, gas. And then I got the tech stocks. Jesus, I got some tech stocks, robotics, AI, quantum, 3D, space. It is ridiculous. Probably 80 something percent, 85% just pure resources, but a little 15% in. And then cash is I don't know the percentage, but it's very low. So that's why I'm also trimming because I have to on the risk management. And not to change topic, but copper, uranium, critical minerals, those things were really strong. Especially yesterday and the day before, I think also last day of the year or something. But like they were outperforming gold and silver, and I think that's going to happen this year. So, and I've got a decent allocation there, which is why I'm so low. But I need to sell gold and silver to sort of have cash on the sidelines because gold and silver, are the absolute heroes. They are what allow me to be in the other stocks. Anyway, Metalla, new highs expected. Good candlestick. That's 1 or 2 days away from new highs. Now the mid-tier gold stocks, disappointing candle, probably the worst candle out of the lot. Closed at low of day. Oh, not even up 1%. When gold's up 3, that's weak. So this line here counts. 17 is a level. This one, I need to double check I got sells in. Yes, I do. 1649. That's a bit low. I could sell that now. Okay, well, I am gold. I will be trimming a bit more a bit earlier because that candle's not good. Everyone else outperformed a lot, and if that's what it does on a plus 3% day in gold, imagine a sideways day. This wants to go down. It's tired. It might end up in 1450 pretty soon, even if gold makes new highs. I don't know. Or it'll probably limp to 18, but this one is tired, and you can imagine why. Look at that, from 2 to 18. Come on. I need to trim more. So this one might be an exception. Equinox, that underperformed Iron Gold. I always compare those two. You can see the candle is a lot better, up 4 and a bit percent. I think this one will easily go to new highs with gold. B2 gold. Oh my God, this one, I've made my decision. I'm trimming. Mm, Normally my sales at 4,779. I should move it just below yesterday's high of day because that'll be resistance itself. So maybe 473 or something. Trim it there, and that will be the same as trimming 479. So I'll move it to 473. And if we break out, gold goes up, boom, 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 then I'll start trimming a bit higher, 519 or up here if we get there. But I want to trim a bit of B2 gold. It's not worth that much compared to the others. I just don't like it. It's weak and I don't need this jurisdiction, especially with what's going on now. Like every country is a new theater of operations, and Mali is not exactly Norway. So this one, I need to now execute on the selling. Harmony, I'm holding that because I need to hold at least 6 months since here to pay no taxes when I sell. And it's not been 6 months. That's August. I need to hold until February or whatever. And I think by then it's in the 2345. So Harmony looks okay, up 3 and a bit percent. Aris Mining, very nice. Very nice. Even on that candlestick there, it closed like because all miners did bad on that last Friday. Yeah, no, Friday was the first trading day of the year. I thought it was two good trading days. Yeah, Friday was also I'm talking about the other resources, not gold and silver here. But Friday was obviously a bad day for gold and silver, if I remember. But this candle was okay, and now Monday's candle was nice. That's a complete reversal. Basically, today we should be testing 17, and I think we'll be at 18 pretty soon. So this one continues the uptrend. This is another one that's just gone mental from like low threes to 17, and I just don't really know if I can count on these candlesticks on the left to judge the next levels, but I think it does work, which means the next level will be like 1850, between 1850 and 19, whatever this is, 1865. So we might go straight through 18 and keep going another 50 cents gap fill, and I'll sell that. And if we keep going, then Jesus, go straight through 20, I think. This is wild, this one, and it's worth a lot. So I need to trim. A bit like I am gold, it's just gone up so much. Okay, SBSW goes up with the general gold and silver and other metals, platinum, palladium. This one was quite strong, testing its sort of last 52 weeks high. Looks like it'll continue. If we take out this 1550 zone, there's really not much. There's a little stop off here. I'm going to actually add that now. Maybe another one. This is just what I see now, improvised. Keeping it simple. I'm not looking at the MACD or the moving averages. No, no, no. Just simple candlesticks and levels. And I think that's the way to go, especially when everything's crazy and moving fast. 1749, little trim, keeps going. 1849, keep going. And then basically 20. I think 20 is a big enough number. I'm not going to try and get cute and get 2049. Then it just stops at 1999. This one, yeah, 1999. I think I've got that sell in. So those three levels. I'm going to leave this because I think we can power through. And I think I've already trimmed this level. One, two, three. And then I need to, I think I will, I find it very difficult to do this. Very difficult. But I think I'm gonna try and close the position at 20. Just like, okay, this story ends, from low threes to 20, done. Do you know what I mean? That's something you can tell your kids. Like, I held it, I was buying the threes and the fours, and I sold everything at 20. No taxes paid, 6 months done. That'd be amazing. And then I'll buy it, maybe it'll drop, like 20% for some reason. Or I'll get into another platinum palladium mine because that story isn't ending. That's just going to keep going up with gold and silver, just based on inflation and supply demand. All right, let's check silver. First Majestic. I don't mind that candle making a new record. When I say record high, I mean the last couple of the 52 weeks. Obviously, it's not a real record, but popped its head to new highs. I like that. That's before the silver ETF miners did, and then before silver did. That's all I need as a general gauge that it's ready to keep going. So this, I think I had a trim in there somewhere near the highs. The next trim is probably 1899. Yeah, 1899. After that, it's probably 2049. And then after that, actually, I've got nothing after that. Then it's time to celebrate and then trim a bit more. But this is good. I like what I see. Next, CDE. This is okay. Well, this ascending is breached. Get rid of that. I mean, first of all, up 6%, that's pretty good. That's better than silver. That's pretty good compared to the last trading days. Next stop, I've sold this zone. I don't need to sell again. Next stop is gap closing. Let's venture into the 20s, 2049, little trim there. And after that, I think I'm going to leave it because it might just squeeze to 23-ish. But this is starting to look a bit better. Look how weak it is there. Like it opens and sells off, sells off, sells off. Like really a lot of selling here. Obviously, the miners weren't that good also, but CDs underperformed. I think 2026, it completely outperforms its peers too. So that candle's okay. Heckler, that candle's okay. Up 4.5%. Obviously, they were up like double at one point, but that's okay. You can see the open there is resistance at 2050. If we can, yeah, this will take out 21 if silver keeps going. If silver's closing at 80, Heckler's above 21, and then all those people, including me, who thought maybe we're gonna have a bit of a violent drop, will then have to reassess, and then the next stop is 24. Let's extend that. But it's so hard for me to not sell something like this. I've never really been in something so vertical. I mean, across the board, they've all got the same sort of chart, but fundamentally they deserve to be repriced. And we haven't even got Q4 priced in because the miners were selling off, as you know, especially end of December. whilst the silver price is maintaining crazy high levels and they're selling at those prices. So I think Q4 earnings, when they're released, will encourage us to keep going, like mid 20s, for example, in Heckler. Beautiful. Then I'll be selling a bit more into it. Hopefully, I have the courage to do it because I really need to take profit meaningfully. EXK, another one, made a new little high, touched, yeah, popped its head above, new 52-week high. I'm going to include all of 2025 when I say 52 weeks. So up 8 and a bit percent. Man, this is probably up. That was your close on Friday. At one point, it was up 16%. Holy Jesus, you got to sell into that. That's why I had my trims, I guess, for a big move like that. So imagine you're closing above 1050. EXK didn't make new highs yet. You pop up above 1050, boom, next stop, 1150, 12, whatever, 13, 13. You're going to go to 13. EXK. That's a nice little 30% move too. EXK, very nice. Strongest performer. Maybe still will be for the next couple of weeks. And then hopefully CD takes over and does more. So that's it. You know what though? Let me go through my other ones because it's worth covering. Aya Gold and Silver. Don't like that candle, but 3.5% is okay. That looks like it will go up and make new highs with gold and silver. SSV. These guys are still out, but look at that. Clearly new highs, right? Better than all those other stocks I covered. Southern Silver has broken out of this little 70-cent range. Up we go. Now it's 80. Maybe $1 is something. Nah, I don't think so. I don't know where resistance is. Maybe $1 is something. Maybe 140 is something. I see something here that's very far away. That's more than 100% away. Just below $2. But you know what I mean? That's what can happen. Like if silver's at 100, you could probably imagine some of these little ant stocks just going crazy. That then I would sell, honestly. I don't know, like half the position. Rick Rule stuff, like cover the entire investment, the rest is free ride. I think I would do that, even if it's before 6 months. Yeah, it's just general principle. And look how crazy these go. My God. So I've got very little in these. I've got like 25%, maybe 20% of what I've got in the other stocks overall. Yeah. And then for one of them, for one or two of them, it's like 10%. But if they really do a crazy move, like go to two or four, then it's half the position, which is a bit too much for me. All right, next, so SSV looks wonderful. Like that stock alone looks better than all the others because it's made clear new highs and it's on a big breakout. Jag, I'm surprised this one's a bit not higher. This I don't mind if this drops. I don't mind. I think fundamentally it's one of the best stocks out there. I think a couple of billionaires own it. It's like one of their top investments. So I thought, okay, might as well have some. This 11 bucks is coming long term, no problem. Next one, Aftermath Silver made a new high last week. Bit of rejection, red when it was a strong day. Okay, fair enough. They're allowed. They can act like that. They get away with that because they're little juniors. I think this goes to 170, especially if silver's on its way to 100 bucks. Next one, yeah, Tudor Gold. A lot of chatter on Twitter for this. I like the chatter and I like the chart. This looks like it wants to go all the way up to 120. You can see a general, at least here, right? There you got one level, and you can say like there you got another. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to do here? Those two areas, once it's cracked like one, let's say 130 for sure. Obviously, that's after the fact. Then boom, 180, right? And then you got to understand if the story is good fundamentally, and apparently it is. And then we can go all the way up to four or something, and that's a 4x, maybe in 2026. I like that. So this one's also like 20% of a good stock. So that will, well, that'll be worth the same as Newmont all the way up here or something. But I'll probably sell on the way up a little bit. Galway Metals, where are you? Oh, this is the wrong, sorry, it's the wrong exchange. It should be TSX or something. That's a bit better. Yeah, popped up, retraced. I think this will just break out, take out one and run. If it's a good stock, which it should be. I don't know much about it at all. I just trust the Twitter user, and I think it's a laggard which will run, right? That sometimes they're lagging for a reason, they're crap, but I think this one's supposed to be good, so not much in this one. Kootenay, I see this one mentioned everywhere. Another one that broke out but is hesitating sideways for 2 or 3 weeks. Again, silver at 100, you got to run up. Off you go to $4 in a bit. Exelon Resources, and these were doing okay when everything else was disappointing last week. Made a new high, sideways. I think they're all doing the same sort of thing. They're all just sort of going sideways after making a new high. But this is a big move from 40 cents to 50 something. That's almost 50% move. And finally, GSVR, Juanjo. This one, nice move, new high yesterday too. So the juniors are cool. The seniors and mid tiers have been a bit more dependable the last 2 days, let's say, whilst the junior stocks have in some cases gone red, but they've just broken out. Overall, medium long term, they all go higher, I think. Short term, I think we make new highs in the metals. I think short, medium, long term, we go up. I'm very biased, I think, just the way I said that. All right, let's see what happens. So far today looks good. Continuation. I just want the miners to match the metals a bit more traditionally in the move. We all want that. And I think we got that yesterday more than we have done the last 4 or 5 trading days. So far 2026 is very, very nice. And also, final comment, check out the other stock. I might do videos on the other stocks because it's starting to get great, like copper, uranium. I mean, I'm exposed to those areas, and it feels great, absolutely great. So something I have to consider. Maybe do videos of copper, uranium, uh, critical metals, rare earth critical metals. I don't know all the stocks, but I know I'd cover like the top 2 or 3 and the general ETF because very similar supply demand, inflation related commodity stories. So, all right. Anyway, good luck for today.